What's up, everybody? I'm Adrian, also known as Reliable HVACR, and welcome to a training day. In today's video, we're going to go over some basics on thermostats, how they work, and going to take a look at a training board, how it's wired up, and the different terminals, what the letters mean, what the colors are, how you would wire it up, all the basics. If you're new or just need a refresher, welcome to the training. So before we start, today's sponsor is FastAT. If you guys are looking for wire extenders, whether it's an old location getting a new thermostat, or you have wires that broke in the wall somewhere and you need to steal a wire, typically that happens here a lot, and we end up with even less wires than we started with because some of those wires are broken. I see that scenario quite a bit. Look into FastAT. They have these wire extenders where they can actually give you extra wires. There's no batteries. There's no extra power that you need to give this. And you have a sender and receiver. It does all of this transmitting wirelessly, but there's no extra fuss that you need to do. You just tap it in, let it do its thing, and it can save you when you are not able to run all new wiring. So check out FastAT. I'll leave more information down below, and let's get into the video. All right, so here is a thermostat that we're using for a demonstration. This one has the buttons hidden away, but if you open it, this is what a typical thermostat will look like. Now, most people do color coordinate where yellow is always cooling. In this instance, we have brown as common. We have our heating as white. It's usually W. And for the most part, they're color coordinated. You're going to have R as your voltage, your 24 volt. That's going to have a jumper. If you guys have heat pumps or other applications, make sure you read the manual so that you know how to wire up your 24 volts. This is just a traditional straight cool, straight heat system. And then your blower motor is typically your green. So just know what wiring your system calls for. And then you're going to have pins usually on the faceplate right here, which has a display. So if you take this off, you're going to kill the display unless you have batteries. And at that point, the only thing you can check here is, do I have 24 volts? So this is your standard setup right here. You can go in there with a precision screwdriver and take those out. Also, whenever you wire these, you need to pull on them. So if you run a new thermostat, run new wire, whatever it is, make sure you give these a good pull and make sure, because sometimes it's even happened to me where I think I shoved it all the way in there and I think I tightened the hell out of it. And then you go pull on it and it comes right out. So at that point, you're just going to have a callback. So make sure all of these are tight and you pull on them, you test them out, make sure that when you install a thermostat, that there's nothing wrong with it. You're going to pull your wires out. You're going to run your faceplate, screw everything in, make sure this is level, and then start wiring in these conductors. All right, so in this demonstration, we do have a thermostat that does not take any batteries whatsoever. So there is a common hooked up at all times. That is how you get 24 volts. We're going to plug this in. And then we're going to energize the thermostat. Now I'm going to raise this. So typically when you get to a call, you're going to be checking if you have 24 volts to this thermostat. All this thermostat ever does is internal contacts that give that 24 volts over to each designated contactor. So you're going to have one for your blower motor. Inside, you're going to have one for a compressor and possibly another compressor, and then your heating if you have that as well. So from common to R, we do have 26 volts. It is never going to be 24 exact. So you're going to have 25 point something, 26 point something. That is typically what your voltage is. So you can check, like I said, common to R, and we have 26. And if I check R to like green, which is typically your blower, Y1, Y2 for cooling, you're going to see voltage because there is no contact yet. Now we're going to turn it on. And right now it's blinking because it is in a delay. You might have a 2-minute delay, 5-minute delay. Every manufacturer is different. Just also know how to read your thermostat. This one is a Pro 1 thermostat from Diversitech. I like that it's a nice big display so they can write everything out. There's no icons to be guessing, but you need to get familiar with the thermostat. So obviously always read the manual. You might get a little snowflake icon, um, different little icons. It might just say cool. Typically, if it's blinking, this one says stage 1 and 2 are on a delay because it's blinking. And once it goes solid and it stays on there, and I think this one also says cool, then we know that the cooling's on. So this one is very straightforward. I really like these thermostats right now. We put a few in. So we're going to wait for that delay. So if you're away from the system, let's say like for my instance, I'm on a rooftop and I cut power to check something and have to turn it back on. You're not able to see the thermostat from the rooftop. So you need to make sure that you know how this works. And obviously if you turn it on and you assume it's in a delay, you can also always check from common to whatever, whatever should be calling, which in this instance, I'm checking the blower. We can also check Y1 to common, and we can tell we don't have voltage. That means that the thermostat is not calling yet. Now that the thermostat started calling, if I'm checking each one to common, we have 26 volts because all that did internally was that we're supplying 24 volts through that red. And obviously common is our common. It's kind of think of it like as a hot and neutral. So all we're doing is feeding that 24 volts into the thermostat, and internally think of it as contactors. It's going to close some contacts and then output 24 volts on your blower motor, your cooling or heating, whatever you're calling for. So just remember, you're checking R to common to check for 24 volts. You need a neutral basically. So now if your R is all the way through and back on green, you're going to check that to common and you have 25 volts. Check Y, which is our cooling. You got 26 volts. So all you're doing is passing through contacts and switches and outputting on your terminals here for cooling or heating. Also, you want to be checking your coils. So we do have that voltage. Obviously we know because they're on, but let's say for whatever reason, these were stuck off or on, like it's calling. Then you check here, you have 24 volts and you don't have your contactor pulling in, then that might be your contactor going bad. But all you're doing is you got 24 volts. You feed your line voltage to transformer. That steps it down to 24 volts. You're gonna have a terminal of some sort that you can always check, and that's gonna just run through the thermostat. The thermostat is what is going to output everything. So typically, if you don't have 24 volts somewhere, you need to trace it back, and it's usually to the thermostat. So then I would highly recommend, at least for checking thermostats, or if you're doing a maintenance and you need to run through the system, check everything is working. Typically we use jumpers. So I have this Wago clip that allows me to add up to, this one has 5 different ones. I typically only need 4 jumpers. That means all of these are connected at this end, so I can get power to one and then transfer power over to 3 different terminals. So if we do that, we can jump out a blower motor. We can jump out 1 stage of cooling and 2 stages. So you might only need a 3-piece or 2 separate jumpers, however you want to do it. I just found putting them together, cutting a couple of jumpers up, putting them together either with this. I think this is easy because you can just flip, and let's say I only want a 2 jumper. I only want to jump out one terminal. Then I can remove these by just opening this, and then I can put them back. Or you can use a wire nut, whatever you want to use. These are from Subco. They're magnetic alligator clips. I think they're just the best ones that I've used personally. They're a little versatile versus some of the the basic ones. And if the magnet doesn't work, because they do sell specific magnet only ones, but I think you still need to have that alligator clip So this one works on most terminals. So right now it's not calling, but let's say it was calling and nothing came on. We still have a live circuit here. Well, let's hook up. I'm going to do it a little safer. I don't want to short anything out. We're going to hook up to all our terminals that we need to engage, and then we're going to just energize it. So now I know, hey, our thermostat's not, like, everything came on, nothing tripped, and our thermostat's calling. So, hey, something's wrong with our thermostat. The only way you short out a fuse or a transformer that has it built in is basically if you have a short from your common to your 24 volts. All right, so thermostats are very or relatively easy to understand if you just know what your wires do and what this thermostat control itself does internally. They're pretty simple. Either they work or they don't. If you have one that takes batteries so that the display actually still does the temperature and you can actually set it, and it's actually going to do all the internal contacts and the switching over and everything with the faceplate pulled off. This one requires 24 volts fed to it. If you have batteries, you can also check the terminals in the back while the faceplate is off. So you can actually, I've actually had a few of these that I had to check that was not doing internal contact switching, and we were calling and it never outputted the right power. So if it takes a battery, I was able to pull it off and check with continuity. We can go over that in another video. That was a little bit of like troubleshooting. But typically, if you guys have these, the common in conjunction with the 24 volts that you get from the transformer, these are typically from your transformer, are just completing the circuit. That way you power up this thermostat so it can actually function. Because if it has any Wi-Fi capabilities, remote sensors, anything like that, typically it's going to be required that it needs a constant 24 volts. You can also come across a lot that are battery powered. Those are nuisance calls for me when the batteries run out. So I would prefer, if you can, to run a common with your thermostat, and just understand that all we're doing, that's all we're feeding this thermostat is our 24 and our common in most cases. And internally, every time it calls for something, if it calls for the blower, which is the fan, if it calls for cooling, however many stages, if it calls for heating, however many stages, all it is doing is closing a contact internally from red to whatever your output for that, is in place. So if we're calling for the blower motor, it's typically green, and it's going to just close from red to green. And now you have a closed 24 volt circuit out to that contactor or whatever it is, relay, and it's going to do its thing. It's going to turn on the blower. It's going to ramp up. It's going to do all that. If you guys are dealing with cooling like I am in Texas, we do a lot of two-stage cooling here. So the R is it's going to call for either one or both stages, however many you have, and it's going to output on your single stage, on your second stage, and it's going to go to those contactors and engage and start your compressor, your condenser, all of that stuff together. The fan motor is usually wired in series with that compressor. And then the same thing for your heating. It's going to go to your sequencer, your heater, your relays, your contactor, everything else, and give you heating. Start that up, whether it's electric, gas, it all works the same. So if you guys run into that issue and the customer does not have a common, or they upgrade their system and they need more wires, because a lot of these older systems usually have like less than 5 wires. I've even seen some with 4 or less. Some of these condos and stuff, I think I was told, have like 2 wire, 3 wires, something like that. So typically I see less than 5 wires. So then how do I hook up all my stages and a common? Typically you're going to be stealing one of those wires, and in my area everybody steals the heating. We don't use a lot of heating here, but when it gets cold, people are going to start calling that they don't have heating. I get there, and it's because W for heating was stolen for the common because they got a new thermostat and it needed 24 volts. That's where today's sponsor comes into place. FastAT offers a simple solution. This is the FastAT HVAC wiring extender. So if you guys need a common, they have a model that only gives you a common so that you can hook up that fancy Nest or whatever thermostat you guys are using out there, and it requires a common. It can do all of that and basically do it wireless. It has its own transmitter. has its own technology. You don't need batteries. You don't need anything. So you're going to have a receiver and you're going to have a sender at the thermostat. And it does all the internal switching that you need to so that it can steal a 24 volts from here. If you guys upgrade to multiple stages, heat pumps, anything like that, and you don't have enough wires, it can also do that. It does all of it internally, safely. Like I said, no batteries, no extra wires. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully that was helpful. I'll have more videos very soon. If you guys have any questions, if anything I missed, you guys are curious about how something works, leave it down in the comments. I will try my best to answer and possibly do a follow-up video. We're going to be doing a lot more of these very soon. And I appreciate you guys for checking this video out, watching it through. So if you guys can do me a favor, just like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys.